don't go like skydiving and drinking all night. I don't know. The teens, more likely. Yeah, or maybe, maybe fancy. Oh, here's more like classy. So you wouldn't call many teens classy, but adults are. They, as you become older, you become more, more distinguished and classy with age. Yeah, what other words for teens? Loud. Totally. And like that's important to know that teens are loud versus like calm, or quiet. Shut up, your music's too loud. I don't know. The reason it's important to know that is because you need that in ads. If you're trying to sell, for example, headphones, right? How do you appeal? So we know teens are loud. They like to listen to loud music. They talk loud. They yell. They make jokes with their friends. They go to clubs and they, dance. How do we put all that together into an ad for headphones and try to appeal to them, right? We're not just going to put headphones on a page and hope that they like them. We have to try to connect it with what we know about teens. So maybe the ad is like people dancing in a club and it's like really loud and the music is like pumping. And then somebody puts on their headphones and it's like really quiet. And maybe the commercial is like, those 3 seconds of the day when you need your quiet or something like that. There, I just made up an ad. Look at that. No, but right? Something like that. So that's playing to the idea that like teens love loud things. Yeah, great. So within the teen demographic, is there a difference between ads that are geared towards teenage girls and ads geared toward teenage boys? The answer is obviously yes. Very different ads. This is all pretty much for girls. All these ads. You would never see an ad like this for a boy, right? Or maybe you would. I don't know. But right. So what's the difference? Difference between ads geared toward boys and girls. Again, you can just say words or phrases, anything that comes to mind.
Product is okay.
Sure, you can say product.
Okay. For girls, cosmetic.
Okay. Cosmetics, so makeup. So maybe you could say like pretty. It's like a word or a theme. Okay, and boys, maybe the, what else?
Car.
Car. Okay. Car, fast. Exciting. Boys are naturally bigger risk takers than girls. Isn't that interesting? Just the way with like their hormones and the way their biology, the way they're wired, they're greater risk takers than girls. So yeah, like for ads, for even the same product, right? So both boys and girls drive cars, right? Obviously. But with the same car, you're going to target it differently to boys and girls, right? So for girls, maybe it's like a pretty pink car. I mean, not pink, that's maybe a little bit sexist, but it's a pretty white car, and maybe inside, looks nice. There's like little things hanging on the dashboard. And maybe there's like really nice music playing. The boys' car, it's like hubcaps and like, I don't know, do you guys know what that is? Like on the wheels when there's those like big metal things. And like loud music is playing. Anyway, so you would do a different ad for each, even for the same car. What are some other words, Midori?
Different?
Yeah, different.
Girls like chatting.
What?
Chatting.
Chatting?
Chat, talk.
Mm-hmm. What about it?
About boyfriend or cosmetic or gossip.
Okay, so maybe you're talking more like gossipy or something. Like talkative. So maybe when we think of girls, we think more talkative or more gossipy than guys. Maybe guys are more like, I don't know, less talkative. These are generalizations. But interestingly, like, you have to think when you're an advertising executive, when you're making the decisions of what kind of ads to put on TV, those meetings, I'm sure if anyone ever sat in on those meetings and heard what those people talked about, it would be terrible because they are picking apart people in the most stereotypical ways. So they're saying things like this, like girls are, right, they like things that are pretty and they're kind of bad drivers. And they're maybe kind of like shallow sometimes about things. And they have to incorporate these things into an ad somehow. And maybe not. Maybe they're looking at the positive side of girls. Girls like to be clean and neat. And, but my point is that so much advertising is so interesting, as is marketing, because it's all about human nature and right? As a consumer, it's so interesting of why different messages appeal to you. Every single day we're bombarded by different ads. And how much of those things do you actually buy every day? Not very many. But over the course of your life or a year, think about all the different messages you see every day, like looking at magazines, TV, walking on the street and listening. And how many of those actually reach you and why, right? Do you ever think why do I buy this brand but not this brand? I don't know, maybe it could be that commercial you saw 3 weeks ago and something in that commercial rang true to you. Maybe the girl in that commercial was really gossipy and annoying, but maybe something about it was that kind of reminds me of me and my friends. And maybe you wanted to buy that product. It's subconscious kind of. So it's a fascinating sort of field. Yeah, cool. Do you guys have questions about this or this? No? Okay, so there's one more thing I want to talk about. I know you were saying you took the BP class, right?
Yep.
And have all you guys taken the BP class? You have. Okay, cool. So what's one of the more important things you learned in BP class? Or what's, no right or wrong answer. What is the most important thing each of you learned in BP class? Must have been one thing that was important to you.
Always smile.
Okay, yeah. It's a good piece of advice. Not always, but a lot. Smile a lot. Okay. Be friendly. Micah?
I learned about presentation at the BP class.
Okay. What about presentations?
But
What's one important thing to do?
I think make a sentence in English, and how I appeal to another person means eye contact, and I look around all of the people.
Look at everyone. Eye contact with everyone when you're doing a presentation. What I'm doing right now. Right. Yeah, that's really important. Really important thing to always keep eye right. No matter how nervous you are, always doing that.
Know things that you're not interested in, just so you can have conversations.
Interesting. Did Mr. Leo give you that suggestion?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
know something about Italy, just
Sure.
so in case you meet someone from Italy, you can have maybe a quick conversation.
General.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're not ignorant completely, right? Or at least maybe know one thing.
Yeah.
Know about the Italian soccer.
Yeah.
So at least if someone's reading, like, hey, I read this article about this really. Yeah, I think that's pretty good advice actually. Because everyone knows things that they like. People have things they like and they know about them. But that kind of keeps you and people that you interact with in a tight circle and expand it a lot. If you maybe each day read one article about something that you don't know about. Maybe you're interested in it. It doesn't have to be something completely not interested in, but something you don't know about. I think that's also another good piece of advice. Yes. One thing you learned in BP class that was important to you. Mr. Leo's watching. FYI. Just kidding.
It's just took one lesson, so
What? You only took one lesson?
yeah.
Uh-huh. And you don't, nothing particularly stood out to you? It's okay. I'll tell you guys what I think is one of the most important BP class lessons. And this is the last class, as you guys know, don't be sad. This is the last class you're going to have with me. But this, I'm going to send you off with this. If nothing else, if you don't learn anything else here, the most important thing is your handshake. One of the most important things. Eye contact, smiling are all very important too. But this is the first thing that you do, and it's really important. Your handshake needs to be firm and hard, no matter who you shake hands with. A girl, a guy, you don't need to worry about hurting a girl. Anybody, firm handshake, nice long handshake. Let's see. Testing you. Harder.
Yeah.
Yep, do it harder. That's perfect. That's really perfect. I honestly felt a connection with you that second time.
Oh.
I really did. That was such a good handshake. I'm telling you guys, it's not just me. I mean, I know I'm very specific about the handshakes. But anyone in the business world or any world will tell you, socially, it really makes a big impression on you. If somebody has a weak handshake, bad. Let me see yours. Yours was good, actually, when I shook it during the lesson. Great. Good. Huh. Good. Yeah, I like that. I like that one. Yay.